In this video, we're going to examine general tables and whole tables inside of our Inventor environment. From the Annotate tab, we have the Table panel. Inside of there, we have the General Table command, as well as a flyout for multiple whole tables. We're going to begin with the General Table command. Starting this tool will ask me if I have a source view to pull data from. In this case, I don't. Views that have that kind of source data are sheet metal views or iPart or iAssembly views. Those are things we do not cover in this course. So for now, my available selections here are to pull from a pull down with nothing in it. The alternative to having something here without a source is I can click on this Browse button. That allows me to browse into my file system and find an Excel file. So if I have an Excel document and I like to have that embedded in here, then I can definitely do so with that little browse icon. Otherwise, this will just be a general table, and I can fill it out with whatever data I want. For now, that will be what I do. So I would like 3 columns and 6 data rows. I'll choose OK and drop in the table. Now when I zoom into this, I can edit that table in any which way I want. I can change the column headings there. I can change the name of the table. I can change the direction that it fills. We do this by right-clicking and choosing Edit. If I would like to change the column headings, just right-click on a column and say Format Column. Here I can put in a new column header, as well as adjust the width and justification. If I fill out data here, I can do so just by filling in cells like Microsoft Excel. If I would like to change the way the table is laid out, I can right-click in here and choose Table Layout. Give it a new name. Adjust its heading, also its text styles that it utilizes, and its directional fill. So I'm going to adjust my heading to be on the bottom side and fill my direction going from the bottom up. I also have the ability to control table wrapping. For now, I will say OK. Nothing here changes. The other items I have up here at the top are a column chooser, where I can bring in columns. Nothing really to do here. These are all just basic empty columns with no source material, but I can choose new column down there. Also adjust them by move up and move down. I'll go ahead and cancel out of there. I also have a sorting utility, an export utility. There's my table layout button if I rather choose it there rather than right-clicking, and also inserting and removing rows. I'll choose OK here, and we'll see my format changes as they took place. I'm going to delete this table by selecting on it and choosing my delete key. Next up, let's look at our whole tables. If I go to that flyout, I can do a whole table based on selection, based on the entire view, or based on selectable features. Now, I'm going to do this based on my view because I have a lot of holes. I just don't want to go through and pick them all. I'll choose the second method. I'll pick my view and select an origin location, in this case, the very center of this machined part. Once I have done that, it then automatically generates a table of all the holes that I have here. I'll go ahead and drop it in, and what it has given me is all these labelings for my different holes, as well as a chart of that hole and its X and Y dimension based off that origin, and the description of that hole. Now, there are some holes here that I don't really want to call out, such as the E1 hole, the F1, the G1 hole, and that's an easy thing to fix. I can right-click on a table and go to its row and tell it to delete the hole. It will automatically roll up my table based on where I right-clicked to get rid of those holes. And it also gets rid of it as far as my documentation in my view as well. Now, I would also like to group my descriptions together. So if I right-click on my table and choose the command called Edit Whole Table, I can do a row merge setting to do different types of merging based on numberings, reformatting based on custom hole matches, do different roll-ups, different combines of notes. I can also change my tag order to be based on size rather than position. And on my first tab up here, I have all my formatting tools that I'm accustomed to have with my tables. So I can adjust my heading as well as different columns I might want to appear, such as counter bores and counter depths. If I scroll down a little bit further, also X and Y alt dimensions. So if I have millimeters and inches, I can show both. For now, I'm happy with what I have there, and I'll go back to my Options tab. Here I will tell it to combine my notes. and I want to do this based on numbering. When I choose Apply, I can see a preview of that taking place. So now I have holes 1 through 19, the X and Y dims, and I have combined descriptions, so I don't have all those extra description lines. I'm happy with that, and I'll choose OK. Now, in my actual view, if I'm having a hard time with my numbers crossing over object lines, anything of that sort, or they're just too close perhaps, I can click on my number and hold and pull off from there to get a leader. So this has been a look at general tables as well as whole tables inside of Autodesk Inventor.